looking at the Dallas Mavericks, starting off with you, what do you have the Dallas Mavericks right now? They have a handful of pieces that they have acquired via trade or sign-in trades, and then they've also lost a key piece as well. So what do you give them?
I mean, I thought that them losing
Derek Jones
say his
Jr.
name for me, Derek Jones. Damn it, man. I thought that them losing Derek Jones kind of sucked for them, but then obviously you brought up Najee, and so I went and looked at that, and that feels like maybe a wash in Dallas's favor, actually. Um, to be honest with you, Quentin
Because
Grimes,
yeah, yep.
but I, you know, I hate the Warriors. I love to hate on the Warriors, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what Klay brings at this point.
Oh man.
The dude got outplayed last year. He got benched last year, and frankly, if it hadn't been legacy Klay on the Warriors, like the fact that you got to play this guy, he's part of your 4 championships and your legacy, and he's going to be the 4th greatest Warrior of all time or whatever. Like I'm not exactly sure how much they'd even played his carcass last year. So them adding him to the Dallas Mavericks, which is a good piece for them because, Luka wants to pound the air out of the ball. And Klay doesn't want to dribble the ball at all. He just wants to stand in the corner and shoot threes. It might be a good fit, but I don't know what Klay Thompson brings you at this point in his career, but also they gave up absolutely nothing for him. So
that's
if you
kind
can
of where I'm
add,
sitting too.
if you can add Klay Thompson for free, and obviously not free, you got to pay him, but if you can add Klay Thompson for free, then I mean, I guess, the Mavericks outkicked their coverage last year. They got hot at the right time. They made it to the NBA finals when other teams were better, the Nuggets, the OKC, Timberwolves. Do I see them in the finals next year because they added Klay Thompson? No, I don't. But you got to do something, and there's not a ton of options, out there right now. So shout out to them for making a move and trying to get better.
Yeah, I gave them a B plus, or excuse me, a B minus is where I sit with them. I like the acquisition of Quentin Grimes for Tim Hardaway, and then the 3 second-round picks as well. This is just like a move that had to happen. Tim Hardaway was going to be on the move. Yes, he averaged 14.4 points per game, 35.3 3-point percentage, but there was just times where he just got super hot or super cold. It just was not super consistent. Tim Hardaway didn't get a lot of playing time in the playoffs specifically, not really trusted for a guy that averaged 14.4 points per game in the regular season to then not be trusted in the playoffs to play really not that many minutes at all. It's telling immediately how much a team really trusts you. So a lot of playoff struggles. It was a move that needed to be made. Getting a young guy in like Quentin Grimes, I think is going to be good rotational piece off the bench, essentially, especially you traded away Josh Green. You're trying to replace that now with Quentin Grimes. Najee Marshall, like you said, I think this is a wash, but this might be in the Mavericks' favor just because of the money that that Derek Jones Jr. got paid, and Najee Marshall, you're only having to give 3-year, $27 million contract. 7.1, just major role player for a bench player that will play in place of Derek Jones Jr., who averaged more points, less rebounds. Derek Jones averaged more points, but less rebounds than Najee and a worse 3-point percentage, which is something that you could tell the Mavericks were looking for with trying to get Klay. You brought it up already. Klay loves to just sit in the corner and shoot the 3, and that's a lot of what Derek Jones Jr. was asked of. So you're really getting a little bit of a better 3-point percentage shooter to be able to do that sort of thing. Now, is he going to be able to shoot 38.7% last year to this coming year? Klay Thompson, is he going to be able to do that again? We'll see. That's what the Mavericks are hoping. Hopefully, he doesn't take another decline. So I give him a B minus. Not a huge, fan of Klay Thompson, but I like the other moves with Quentin Grimes and Najee Marshall, and then just losing Derek Jones Jr. and then also Josh Green as well.
Klay was not good last year. He's 34 years old. You just signed him to a 3-year extension. What this dude's going to look like at 37, I don't know. But we talked during our NBA Finals segments that the way that the Mavericks could win a game ultimately turned out to be Boston just wanting to win at home. That was their only shot. But the way the Mavericks could win a game was a player like, PJ Washington taking a step to all-star level status and being
Mhm.
able to go out there and win games, because Kyrie and Luka did their thing and they just didn't have enough. And so they've identified Klay Thompson as the player that's going to do enough in segment with PJ Washington to get them over the hump. And it's just Klay's not that guy anymore. So, but Mark Cuban, he loves his flash. And now,
Yeah.
he's sold the Mavericks for quadrillion, million, trillion dollars. That was never mind. I won't get political on that. That was I was impersonating someone else there. He brought in Klay Thompson. So he sold the team for $1 billion, and now he gets to run the team, which is great. He brings in Klay Thompson. It's a splash. They'll sell a lot of jerseys. It's cool, but frankly, I
Yep.
don't think it does anything for their chances to get back to the NBA finals next year, especially with what other teams in the West have done. So that's where I'm at with